It's one of those days again. It's quite sunny right now, but it's gonna rain soon. Recently I've been writing some poetry, and I wrote one recently that I thought I should read out to you. This one is called Trimming. Here it goes. In front of me, I see a cut down tree. They call it trimming, but it still hurts to see. I remember spring. Beautiful yellow flowers bloom. On the tree I see straight from my window. You look kinda naked now. They only kept the unmaintained fur at your crown. Kinda reminds me of my own hair now. Why does it grow so messy anyway? Sorry, that one wasn't for you. You reminded me of me, and I reminded me of you. I know it is raining. I know it will grow back. A boy in a blue raincoat just skipped past. Shit. They kept your boot right at your feet. But I also wanted to talk to you about something. And recently I learned about this Japanese tradition called kintsugi, right? Now this is a type of repair technique used for ceramics, right? And the special thing that they do is that the lacquer that they use to repair the ceramics, they mix it with gold. And so when the ceramic is repaired, it is even more beautiful than it was before. It is even more valuable. And I think human beings are like vases too. Sometimes we hold too much inside and then we just break. And when you break, we collect the pieces and you take the time to repair yourself. And I see a lot of people, when they break, they try to collect the pieces, but they don't take the time it takes to actually repair themselves. And because of that, what happens is that you end up with loose pieces that are always dangling. And on the way, these loose pieces cause hindrance. They become obstacles. And you might see, like a lot of people become cynics and they become quite critical, and they are always trying to find faults in everything, and they hate everything. And I don't know, maybe they have a reason to. But I think you are only harming yourself. And what can be worse than to harm the most important person? That is you. How do we repair ourselves? And it's actually quite simple. You go back to the things on the journey that you loved. You revisit the things you loved, you revisit the people, you revisit the activities that you love to do. And I know maybe through time we sort of grow out intellectually and we don't like the same things that we used to like before. But I feel like there are some things that we can never forget. Some things that form the cornerstones of our own foundation. These are things that become your source for inspiration, for movement. And I think time and time again, when we break and when we get hurt and when we are in a fragile space, it is important to visit those things again to remember why you started out in the first place. Because when you revisit these things and you see why you loved them in the first place, and maybe you've changed and maybe you intellectually you don't connect with them anymore, but emotionally there was something that you connected with back then that you still connect with now. And those are the things that really matter. Because when you do that, you find innocence. And I think as we grow up and we break and we go through things and we go through the natural process, we lose our natural innocence that we develop. And because of that, we approach things that we love from a standpoint of work, like it's a burden. And if things that we love become burden, then what is even the point, right? We live in a time where we live in an information overdose. This time of the internet where you're always looking for the next thing, and you're looking for the new thing, and you're looking for the great things. But sometimes the things that save us are not the great things, they are not the new things, they are the old things. And I'm not saying that you must live in nostalgia. I don't think I'm even talking about nostalgia. I'm talking about recollection of the source of your inspiration, remembering why you walked the path in the first place. Because life is difficult, nobody can deny that, and it breaks us. And breaking is only natural. But you must also keep walking. And to keep walking, you need to remember who you are. And these things, these people, these activities are a reminder of who you are. For example, for me, I remember the first time I watched Forrest Gump and how that movie just destroyed me. And at that moment, I started to believe in movie magic. I started to understand what movie magic even means. So whenever I feel like I am not connecting with movies anymore, I start to not believe in them, I revisit that movie and it makes me believe again in the magic of movies. And so I think the simple thing that I wanted to talk to you about basically is that in this time when you can always go on to the next thing and you can always move on to the new thing and you can find the new thing, and how everything is so replaceable, right? People are replaceable, things are replaceable. I think instead of replacing things, you must learn to repair them. You must learn to repair yourself, and you must learn to repair your relationship with those things. Revisit them and see them for what they truly mean to you. and learn to love them again.